Welcome, my friend, to another Chef Lance show, and happy 4th of July. Thank you for joining us here today. And today we're going to make Thomas Jefferson ice cream. Well, it's not really his, you see. He was ambassador to France, and he wrote it down, brought it back. It was the first recorded ice cream recipe in the United States. And while Americans didn't invent ice cream, we certainly love a lot of it. So we're going to make that today. It's a rich and creamy French vanilla style that he brought back. It is absolutely fantastic. So I know you're going to enjoy it. So join me around the corner as we make this tasty, sweet treat for the 4th of July. Welcome back, my friend, and we are about to embark on making this Thomas Jefferson vanilla ice cream. This is essentially vanilla ice cream. Vanilla, not easy for you to say. It's actually French vanilla ice cream. So it's believed that Thomas Jefferson, when he was ambassador to France, got this recipe, brought it back, and it was the first written recipe for ice cream in the Americas by an American, okay? So, well, America didn't invent ice cream, but we sure love to eat it. So what else I've got is a cup of sugar. By the way, this is a quart of heavy whipping cream. Heavy cream used for whipping and other things. We're going to make ice cream out of it. I've got this on medium heat right now, and it's just started, so there's nothing really exciting to say, except I'm going to go ahead and put in my sugar and get that dissolved while it's heating. Also, I'm going to go ahead and add my vanilla. Now, so the recipe you'll see when you go to the website, cheflancecooks.com, that it calls for a vanilla bean. So vanilla beans are so I'm exaggerating. They're not very, very hard to find. They are sometimes hard to find. So I'm going to use my own vanilla extract that I make myself. As you can see, it's labeled, it is quadruple fold, which means it's 4 times the normal strength. So my research on vanilla bean versus vanilla extract is 1 bean can be substituted. You can substitute a tablespoon, which is 3 teaspoons. Because my vanilla is intentionally extra strong, I'm just going to use 2 teaspoons in here. But if you had smell-o-vision, this smells great. And by the way, my daughter will inherit this because I'm starting to see the tops of the beans that I put in there. And so what I'm going to do is I'll buy a little vodka and I'll fill it back up to the top. And this is a lifetime supply. I mean, literally lifetime supply. So she'll get it. And I know she's making her own. Maybe she'll pass it down to one of her sons. But this is an inheritable item. And if you bake a lot, and I love baking, there's always good use for it. So that's 1 teaspoon. And I'm going to get another teaspoon. And put on my list that I need to get a small, probably a half pint thing. I try to get, by the way, I don't get the expensive kind. In fact, I get dirt cheap kind. But I do get a half a pint when I need to refill. And there's always some use for alcohol in the kitchen. So that's where we're at right now. And I'm not going to make you wait here until it warms up. But we're not going to bring it to a boil. We're going to heat it up until it has some steam coming off of it, but before a boil. And then we'll temper our egg yolks, because right now I have 6 egg yolks ready to go. And then we'll cook the custard to thicken it. Then we'll strain that bad boy, and we'll put it in the refrigerator to chill. And this time we're going to chill it overnight. So when I bring you back, I'll mention a couple of things about chilling, flavor, and all this. So this custard base is by the way, it's uber delicious. Just absolutely one of the most fantabulous things you've ever eaten. So, all right, enough of that pontification. I'm going to bring you around speaking of around the corner, you know what one wall said to another wall? Meet you at the corner. All right, I'll see you around the corner when it's time to do something different. Okay, kids, we are just about there. You can't see it from the top, but it is actually putting off steam. I can see it when I look at it from the side, that steam is actually coming off here, and I can actually see some of the evidence of it heating up. Yeah, there's a lot of steam coming off when I whisk that. So I'm going to turn this fire off, and now I'm going to temper my egg yolks. And what does that mean, to temper? Well, basically in culinary terms, it simply means that you're going to slowly raise the temperature of one thing so as not to cause it to overcook. Now, in the case of egg yolks, hang on a second, let me do my little donut trick here. I use this, but you take a towel, make a little rope out of it, something like that, bring it around, make a donut, and what that does is it gives a base for your bowl to work on, and it doesn't slide when you whisk and do other things. Anyway, so we're going to temper this egg yolk. What does that mean? The egg yolks are cool right out of the refrigerator, and this is now hot, a hot mixture. And if I were to just dump the eggs into that, what I'm going to end up with is ice cream flavored scrambled eggs. We don't want that. So I'm going to slowly raise the temper by adding a little bit of the warm hot liquid at a time to slowly raise the temperature of the eggs to reduce the chance that they'll curdle on us or scramble. Okay, so I'm going to use my first ladle. And the beautiful thing about this is once I've added 2, maybe 3 ladles full, it's tempered enough where I can pour the whole mixture back into the pot here, and then we're going to continue cooking it all together until it thickens to the consistency that we want. So this is, I believe, number 3. Oh, it smells so good. You know, you ever wonder what ice cream smells like? Well, it smells like cream and vanilla, at least to me. Well, that is, that's smelling so good. All right, so I've tempered this. So now I'm going to remove that, put this back over. And I'm going to go ahead and turn my temperature back up to medium. It was doing quite well at that temp. So now I've got my egg yolks, and I'm going to just add them back as a whole. And so now we have the tempered egg yolks in the cream mixture. Now this is actually an ice cream base, okay? So let me scrape this because I don't want to miss out on any of the delicious goodiness. Don't want to miss a single drop of that. All right, get that out of here. Now, I'm going to bring this back up to temp, and I'm going to cook it a little bit, and it'll start thickening, and I'll bring you back around the corner when that happens so you can see that. So just to tell you what we'll do, I think I mentioned this earlier. When this thickens, then we are going to, in fact, strain it through a fine mesh strainer. Then we're going to put it in containers to chill. I will take some plastic wrap and I won't cover the container with the plastic wrap. I'll actually lay it on top of the mixture itself so that a film, or a skin, as we used to call it in the South, so it won't form on top, that the texture is just off. So we'll cover it with plastic wrap right on the surface of the custard. We're going to chill that overnight. Now, why overnight? You could actually chill this. Well, first thing, we're not going to chill it immediately. We're going to actually let it cool to room temperature before we put it in the refrigerator. But why do we do it overnight versus 2, 3, 4 hours? And you certainly can do that. The longer you let this chill, the more the flavors have time to come together. And it just, to me, it always produces a nicer, richer ice cream. So enough of that pontification, and I'm going to bring you around the corner when this thing starts to thicken. So I'll see you then. Okay, guys, we are back. This thing is starting to thicken. It's nowhere near where I want it, but it has started to thicken, okay? This smells so good. Oh, my gosh. So anyway, I'm just going to keep whisking. I just wanted to bring you back for a second, show you that. but we are going to get there. Now, what thickness are we looking for? We're looking for it to coat the back of a spoon. Okay, you see, there it is. Got to taste that. I'm going to turn this heat off. We are where we want it. Oh, it's, man, smell of vision. I've got to invent that thing. Well, just because I'm here. How about that? Okay. The only thing better than that right there is that right there when it's frozen. This is going to be delicious. All right, so let me quickly go to the next step. While I've got you here, we'll set my bowl down with my fine mesh strainer, and I'm going to strain this bad boy. Got my spatula ready. So it looks like I had a little bit on the bottom that was curdled on me, which is why we do this, so that we can catch all that. All in all, it was a pretty good day. So let's just get the rest of this. I'm not going to work this through heavy because I don't want to push them through even in small amounts. So that right there, my friend, is your ice cream base. So next step is I'm going to let this cool to room temperature. I'm not going to keep you around for that. Then I'm going to lay plastic wrap right on the surface of it and put it in the refrigerator so it does not develop a skin. Then when I bring you back tomorrow, we are actually going to begin making the ice cream in the ice cream maker. So there you go, something for you to think about. Now for me, it's going to be another 18 to 24 hours. For you, it'll be like that. So I'll see you around the corner and we'll get that done. See you then. All right, welcome back, my friend. And it is exactly the next day. I don't know how many hours, but it's the next day. So our custard has been in the fridge overnight, not only chilling it down, getting it cold, preparing it for the ice cream maker so we can freeze it, but also to help those flavors come together and marry. So that's what we've been doing. I'm going to go grab it out of the refrigerator. Now, as I told you previously, I was going to put a plastic over the top of it, which I did, to help eliminate or reduce the chance it's going to develop a film or a skin on it, as we used to say when I was growing up. And so let me take that off. Ooh, it looks delicious, delicious. All right, got that thrown away. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. All right, so now we're going to get set up here to churn this ice cream. So the first thing I want to do is the ice cream machine that we're using, there's a link for it down below, calls for us to have it set up and turning when we add the custard to the ice cream machine. So to make that easier to pour, instead of trying to use this bowl, I'm going to transfer the custard to this water pitcher. You could easily use a measuring cup, something like that. Get that in here, and that spout on that will just make it so much easier to pour. My mentor taught me this when we were doing large catering banquets, plated dinners. If you had a sauce that went with it, we always would pour that from a measuring cup or a water pitcher like this, and it just makes things easier to handle. Okay, so make sure I get all of that delicious goodiness. Oh yeah, going in there right now. And like my mama used to let me do when we were hand mixing or using the hand mixer to make cookies and stuff, she let me lick the beaters. So this is chef's privilege. Oh my gosh. I'm tempted to do a happy dance right now. I mean, this is going to be so good. All right, enough of that. All right. Clean up my mess. Now, this particular ice cream machine has this motor on the top. This is a removable splatter shield, I guess, for lack of what you want to call it, but it covers the bottom side of the motor, protects that. It's also, you can take it off so you can wash it. The manufacturer does recommend this all be done by hand. So what I'm going to do now is get the bottom out of it. I'm going to get the bottom out of the freezer, the part you have to get frozen. The manufacturer says you should leave it in there at least 1 day, overnight, 24 hours. This has actually been in the freezer for 4 or 5 days now in preparation for this. So, and really, the point is you can just leave this in the freezer after it's clean all the time. And so you're ready for ice cream. Now, unlike a lot of them where the freezer component fits inside another base, this is all one unit. And so we're going to attach the churn, or the paddle, actually. The paddle does the churning. And then we'll set it on. And there's a locking mechanism somewhere. Let's see, is that it? Yeah, that's it. So now this is locked in place. Okay, so now I'm going to power it up. I'm going to turn it my way so I can see it. Wow, need those on for sure. So now I've got it powered up. I'm going to set the timer for 25 minutes, okay? And it's turning. So now we are going to pour it in. Oh, this makes it so convenient. I'm so excited. So what's going to happen here is this bad boy is going to churn. We'll probably check it. I got a little mess on my jacket. We'll check it probably before the 25 minutes is up to see how we're doing. This will not be frozen solid. This is actually just going to be more like a soft serve, I'm going to guess, how most of them work. Oops, making a mess there. Get my... Just going to scrape this. I don't want to miss out on anything. I'm telling you, this stuff is so delicious. And guys, when you make this at home, by the way, you know, we're going to be having this on the 4th of July. You're watching this on the 4th of July if you're watching it when it's released, because my videos come out on Thursdays, and this year, Thursday, 4th of July falls on a Thursday. So if you're watching this the day of release, it is the 4th of July. And we're going to enjoy some of this ice cream on the 4th of July. I mean, what a better way, really? I mean, you got the guy who was the principal architect of the Declaration of Independence. It was in his hand that it was written. And what a better fitting way than to celebrate the 4th with ice cream that he brought back, the recipe he brought back from France in his own hand, the first recorded ice cream recipe. All right, I'm going to leave you here with this going like this. I'm just going to tell you that we're going to come back when this is done, and then we'll move on to the next step because it will be like soft serve, and we will have to harden it. So we'll talk about that when we come back. So, my friend, I will see you around the corner. All right, guys, you might have seen the machine jerk a little bit, and I'm calling it good. I unplugged it. Everything's off now. Let me see. There we go. And look at here. Woo, look at that ice cream. Let's clean the paddle off. You know what I've got to do before I put this in the freezer, don't you? Now, this is a very nice soft serve texture right here, but we're looking for more of a traditional ice cream texture. You know, my spoon's dirty. I can't help myself. Don't tell my producer about this, my chief taster. Oh, I got a happy dance that one. Now, we talked about the vanilla, right? By the way, that's what it's looked like. Talked about the vanilla. I was using my quadruple fold. I could have actually gotten away with 1 teaspoon of that. But traditionally, if you got regular extract, then you would do a tablespoon to substitute for vanilla bean. If you have a vanilla bean, use that. All right, so what do we do now? This particular unit has a silicone cover, very nice. So I'm just going to fit that over. I'm just going to put the whole unit into the freezer. Now, if the particular model you have doesn't have this, then you can certainly scoop it out, put it into some sort of food container that would be easy to scoop out of. I've got it right here. I'm just going to use this. So I'm going to pop this back in the freezer, minimum of 2 hours up to overnight. So we'll see how my day goes. I may come back to this, and we may see how it's doing later. So we'll put this in, and I will bring you back around the corner. All right, welcome back, friend, and we're going to get this ice cream out of here. Thomas Jefferson's ice cream recipe he brought to America. So let me grab that. Sorry for the view. And I have a frozen bowl in here. So let's take a look. So last time we checked on this thing, we had just churned it, and now we've had it hardened. Let me look at the clock. So this has actually been in there about 5.5 hours. So I was going to do it overnight, but it's really, this is perfect texture. Look at that. So I'm going to plate this thing. We're going to take a look at how it is. Look at that. Beautiful. And you know I've already snuck a taste or two, so I'm going to get this out. This is working great with just a regular old ice cream scoop. I can tell in the middle it's still a little softer than the parts on the outside, which is natural because of the way this was in this container. Cover this back up for the time being. Set that aside. All right, so now I'm going to go around the corner, take a couple pictures. When I come back, it's my favoriteest time of day, tasting time. See you then. All right, kids, it's my favoriteest time of the day. It's tasting time, and look, I've got friends with me. So y'all know Dawn. She's the producer, director, COO, CFO. I'm the CEO, but that just means she gives me the money I can spend and tells me how I spend it. There you go. This is Brian and Lynn. These are chef friends of mine. We actually graduated culinary school together, and they haven't been in our ice cream video at all until right now. So wonder why that is. Well, a little inside secret, while we were hardening up the ice cream, we shot another video that you'll see in a few weeks, because this is the 4th of July, and we're ready for a little 4th of July celebration, and we're all going to taste this together. So guys, spoon. Thank you. And let's dig in. Got a scoop for everybody.
That is so creamy.
Isn't that creamy?
Yes.
Better
than the store.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Now I have to watch the video.
I know.
Oh my goodness. No wonder Thomas Jefferson brought this recipe back. This is absolutely fabulous. Now, the one thing I mentioned, guys, that y'all didn't hear is I use my own vanilla extract I make myself, but I use a quadruple fold, so it's very strong. I put 2 teaspoons in. I think I could have gotten away with just 1 teaspoon. No, you like it?
This is
This is it?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't know.
I stand corrected. I'll trust my critics on this one. I see it. There's always one. Lindsay, what am I going to do with these people? I don't know either. I don't know, but I'm going to tell you this. I can eat this all day.
Absolutely.
This is so, and you said it right, so creamy.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. We talked about it when we were churning. this would not have this food would not have a reaction like that if we'd have just stuck the custard in the freezer. But by churning, we've incorporated air into it, and it's lightened it up. Then you take the cream, the eggs, make it so creamy, that custard that we cooked. It's a little extra trouble with just mixing it and then mixing it, and then I forgot what the heck I was going to say.
Turning and getting air. To
Yeah,
incorporate
whatever. I'm just eating
with
that.
eggs.
Anyway, you get my point, I hope. So listen here, guys. Happy 4th of July. And remember, there's a reason we celebrate. If you get a chance, go online and get a copy of the Declaration of Independence. Thomas Jefferson penned that document, was its primary author. There is a reason we celebrate today. So in addition to enjoying burgers and dogs and good ice cream, watching some fireworks, this country is special. And it was founded on this day, 1776.
That is correct.
I am not even going to try to do the math on that, but it's more than a couple hundred years, I'll tell you that. So enjoy all the fun things about it, but remember, there's a reason we celebrate, and thank a serviceman or woman, and remember those who have fallen. So with that, I want to return you to your 4th of July celebration. Happy 4th, guys.
Happy 4th.
And go make this ice cream, make it real soon. So leave a comment below how you do with it, how it tastes for you. And until the next time, a day in the kitchen beats a day of working any day. We'll see you then.
Now you're still in mine.
She can have the rest of it.
Yeah,
She'll gain weight. We don't want that. She'll gain weight.
Dude.
I'm lactose intolerant also. So.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, you got her. Did you get her a whole new scoop? Is that what you're doing?
No, I'm going to get her a scoop. No, I'm going to give Christina a scoop.
Give her 2.
Mm.
That is really good. We'll have to get the recipe for that. Is that an ice cream maker?
Yes,
We have one.
Yes.
We have
We
one.
have
I
one.
was trying to figure out exactly because that's just the bowl part of it, and then
This
you
is
put
from Pampers.
So here's the thing I was confused about. I thought that this would fit
That's what
into
you've been
something
missing.
else, and it doesn't. This is it.
Oh,
Yes.
No, it's so simple.
It's all internal,
yes.
Well, so
and the
The
parts
churn-
can freeze.
so you pop this in the freezer, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's got a motor and a little plastic screen, and all that's hooked up. You stick the churn down in there, and you
Oh,
turn it
okay.
on, and then it's got a little chute. Then you feed it in while it's churning, and it just starts doing its magic.
See, our little thing
Goes on top of,
goes on top of our
and
little
then it
churn.
turns
Yeah.
from the underneath.
This is the simplest design I've ever seen, and
Yeah.
I when I ordered it, I didn't realize it was that straightforward. So,
Less stuff.
but I've got to pimp something, right? So,
I like this.
so this came with it. How cool is that, right?
Yeah.
So I just put the lid on.
Yeah.
Popped it
Because
in.
ours we had to buy. It doesn't come with a lid. We had to actually buy like these little containers, and I don't have room in my freezer for
Mhm.
extra containers.
Well, we don't have room in our freezer because
Right,
we're,
right, 'cause you-
we're hoarding food.
Yes, we
She's
hoard.
wanting the recipe.
You gotta watch YouTube. It's awesome.
I'll get So it'll be on the website too, so we can print it off from there. Oh, I have it right here. Hey, right here. Well, I don't. Yeah, there's print back.
You want one more bite?
But that's not in Spanish. That part's in Spanish.
That's
Well, that's not the same recipe.
We gotta get the recipe for these now.
That's not the same recipe.
Oh, that's not the same recipe.
No, that's
That means
Thomas
we have to buy our own
Jefferson's.
vanilla beans. You know how expensive vanilla
I
beans
know,
are?
I know, I looked.
So somewhere around here, I have my quadruple fold.
Where do you get your vanilla beans?
So the last time I got them, I was a member of a Facebook group that has a website that you can order direct, and they would. And I would. That's where I got these beans. I haven't ordered in a long time though.
Yeah, because
I think
Do you
that's
use
coming home
vodka
with us.
When you
Yes.
get your vanilla extract, you use
Yeah.
vodka?
Yeah,
Okay.
100 proof,
Okay.
cheapest thing you can buy. You don't have to. But, you're not going to use Kettle One? No, you're cooking with this
Yeah.
stuff, right?
No. Now that
Now, if you're doing vanilla Coke, that's a different thing.
But also, if you're using cooking wine, I would much rather use a wine I drink than using
That's
cooking wine.
what,
Cooking wine is nasty.
Oh,
that's
it's
what Jean
disgusting.
Pierre always says. Do not buy
No.
nothing.
Will you turn that off, please?
Oh, yeah.
Let's-
That you're not going to use yourself.